This property had been partially fire damaged. It made the news.
Okay.
I think there was some sort of literally bomb devices and stuff found in there. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of That Was Awkward. Are you ready for this, Alex?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So before we get started, tell us a little bit about who you are and what areas you service.
Well, I'm Alex Vargas, and people often ask me what areas I service, and I tell them the planet, the world.
All right.
Because we can refer, internationally or wherever. However, if I really have to be specific, I'd like to say Orange County.
Okay.
But I'm all over. I'm all over local 5 counties.
Okay.
Because of my specific niche that I'm in.
Gotcha. And what niche is that?
I'm in probate.
Okay.
Probate sales,
So
probate trust sales.
Most of your business is probate.
Yep.
All right.
It
Sweet.
has been now for the last 12 years now.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the magic question.
Okay.
In the probate world,
Mm-hmm.
the question of the day is the most awkward moment in real estate related.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most awkward moment that Alex has had?
I was thinking about this, and typically I go off the first thing that pops in my head, and I think I got it. So I was helping a seller sell a property. This property had been partially fire damaged. It made the news, but the news was because one of the occupants in the house was throwing stuff out the windows.
Okay.
It was there was some sort of
They were angry, or
yeah.
Okay.
I think there was some sort of literally bomb devices and stuff found in there. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was crazy. And so once we got possession of the property and I was able to get in, I had to get the locksmith out there, open the door. And as soon as I opened the door, the first thing I see is this rocket bomb thing. It was a big rocket, right. And then just a bunch of junk. It was pretty crazy. The house was one of the worst houses I've seen. I see a lot of houses in really bad condition, but this was probably the most insane, probably. So I was really nervous about stepping foot because of what I heard, I was told, and then I opened the door, and then there's this big rocket thing right there, and I'm like, oh man.
So I was going to get to that, but my first question for you is, so who was the person that was throwing the stuff out? Were they an angry tenant? What was
It was a relative.
A relative.
Yeah, and I think he was just not in his right.
Okay. All right.
Right mind. But yeah, it was. He destroyed the house literally. Yeah.
All right. So now I walk in, I see a rocket.
Yeah.
Obviously, I take a step back.
Oh yeah.
We calling hazmat? We calling?
So it was red tagged. The property was red tagged.
Okay.
We had permission from the city and everybody to go enter. However, still in the back of my mind, I was like, man, anything in here could be. And it was trash. It was just stuff everywhere.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, I really didn't want to be in there. And I went in there several times, but it was just always in the back of my head.
A little bit.
Or maybe in the front of my head, hey, don't know what's going on. I don't want to touch too much.
Right. I can understand that and appreciate that. And sometimes a lot of times we see situations where, especially I've dealt a lot with REOs, and we see that a lot in that part of the world.
Yeah.
When we're dealing with REOs, and it's a tough thing because it's not just, hey, what's in the house. It's what's in the garage, what's in the backyard.
Yeah.
You
and there was stuff in the garage, in the backyard, and everywhere else.
Right?
Yeah.
What's underground. We never know those things, but part of the biz.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if they want to find you, that was definitely awkward.
Good. I'm glad it qualified.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to find you, what's the best way to find you?
You can go to my website, theprobateauthority.com.
All right.
Or you can go to Instagram. I think it's at SirAlex00.
All right.
My best number to reach me is area code 714-269-8775.
All right. So we'll put all that down below in the links, and so everybody feel free to give Alex a follow. Yeah. And if you've got any questions for him, any follow-up questions or questions about probate, don't be afraid to reach out.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right, cool.